But with these Hellions outs, he's well, actually he's going to be able to get in there because they do not have the blue flame yet. And well, it looks like he's going to sacrifice a couple of SCVs there to kill off a whole bunch of Marines there. A couple of Marines just popped out from Horrible. And he probably could have gotten those a little bit sooner, but it looks like he's probably going to be alright. Blue Flame is just about to finish. There it is. And now these Marines are going to be dying off because there's nothing, if they ran away, Hellions would, excuse me, just go kill them. And if they didn't run away, they're just going to die anyway. So, I mean, they might as well sit there, maybe get one or two shots off and die. So, it's kind of just how it works. Anyways, looks like Crazy Marine is just adding on some more barracks for some more Marines. I guess that's why his name is Crazy Marine, just getting up a ton of barracks here. It looks like it's going to be 6 total. Looks like even actually he's getting a couple of tech labs for that combat shield and the stim. Of course, it's going to be a good idea. You always want to have those unless you're Slayer's Box or something like that, or Marine King Prime or something like that. You want to definitely get up some upgrades because unless you have perfect micro, you're going to need it. And especially in cross positions, I mean, by the time he gets Marines there, he already tried that first attack. It would have done a lot better if it was in a close position, or if it was a proxy barracks or something like that, but it wasn't. So, I mean, by the time you actually get there, your opponent already has more stuff out. So, I mean, the defender always has that advantage, just because it takes time to get to your base, you get that advantage. So, you just gotta be careful when you do attack, but at the same time, if you're the defender, it's also easier to macro because I mean you're able to get up. I mean, since your screen's like right here, it's kind of like okay, just click here and make some Marines and click back, or you can tell if your barracks is not making something. Otherwise, you have to like tab it. You have to go to your hotkey, hit 1 or 2 or whatever, go to your barracks and see, are you still building Marines or not. So, I mean, that's always going to be a good play as well. That's what pro players do. They tab, while in combat or, on the battlefield, they go to, like, they hit 4, let's say 4 is their barracks. And they say, okay, he's still building Marine, okay, go back to your army. You hit 4 again, and oh, he's still building Marine, okay, go back to your army. And then, okay, he's not building a Marine, so now I need to build a Marine, and then go back to my army. That's how pro players do it. That's why their APM is so high. But anyways, let's talk more about the game. Looks like these Hellions are going to be just pissing red off here. Going in here, actually just roasting all those Marines in just a couple of shots. This is pretty much why you never want to go pure Marine ever in a Terran against Terran unless especially this late in the game. Like if it was early on, that'd be one thing, Early on in close positions, it could be useful, but in these positions, unless you're doing proxy barracks, you're not going to really be able to do much, especially against Hellions here. So, Light Pink just doing a very good job knowing what's to go, knowing that Hellions will allow him to apply a lot of pressure. While actually, we got some Hellion or Marine drop, it looks like, in the natural here. So actually, Light Pink doing a very good job of just attacking multiple locations, and Crazy Marine is going to have to pull in there and kill off these Marines. Meanwhile, the Hellions can drop right back in the main, kill some more SCVs, and this is the perfect textbook play of what's it called? Shoot, multi-pronged attacks. I mean, this is what I try to do all the time. You attack from one spot, you force your opponent's army to move to that spot, and you attack another spot, and you just keep going back and forth. I mean, I try to do like a 3 or 4 pronged attack, if possible, at different locations. I mean, it's like, when they have 3 bases, you can do so much against them. Like, you attack the fronts, and distract them in the fronts, and you keep pulling your army back and forth, so you don't actually lose so many guys, because you'll have less guys, and then you attack the main and the third all at the same time with other attacks, and there's really not much they can do about it other than lose a whole bunch of workers or attack or whatever you're attacking, So, I mean, it's quite strong. It's something that if you're able to do it, then I'd definitely recommend it, because it's going to be doing a lot of damage. Anyways, looks like Horrible adding on 3 more factories. He does have that orbital command in his base. He's kind of slow to build SCVs. Actually, he does not have many SCVs at all. I'm kind of surprised. Let's look at the tab here. Yeah, only 14 SCVs. Actually, no, that's 14 from Crazy Marine. Okay, yeah, it's 21. I'm kind of surprised there, though. Anyways, Crazy Marine is going to move in here with all those Marines. Tons of Marines. And, well, Horrible here doesn't really have a lot to defend it with, but he does have those Hellions that, of course, just roast Marines like crazy. And, well, it looks like Red is going to be pulling that off, but, well, it looks like that Hellion is going to be not getting away, going to just die for free. And I'd be really sad if Red still won after that multi-pronged attack, and especially when you have so many Hellions. Now, of course, Horrible here, it does have quite a bit of gas. There's a lot of things he could have done differently, but not the best play, but Crazy Marine, of course, still has a lot of money as well. So, um, I don't know. The one thing about going Marines like that, I mean, when you go just minerals, you don't get gas. I mean, when you get gas, you first of all have to pay for the refinery, and second of all, when you mine a gas, you only get 4 at a time, whereas for minerals you get 5. So it's not really directly equal. I mean, you're actually getting less for each harvest. You multiply that by all the different harvests that you're doing, and that's actually a lot, a big difference. So I mean, with that in mind, if you go gas, I mean, if you don't get the gas, if you just go marine, you're gonna have a lot of extra minerals just because of that harvest difference. So I mean, you can expand more, you can get a lot more extra guys out, and that's kind of I think what Red's plan is in general. Just get up, an early expansion like he did, get up a ton of SCVs, and just produce Marines like crazy. Don't get the gas. It looks like he did get the gas, obviously, for the upgrades, and well, he might be getting something else with it, and actually he got a lot of reactors here as well. But Red right now really could just be pulling guys out of gas. Continually making SCVs, of course, pulling down those mules, and just expand again. Looks like he's going to go in there for another attack. Now, this, of course, is going to be quite strong since Horrible did lose a ton of SCVs there. And look at all these mules. I mean, he could have gotten those mules sooner, which would have meant a lot more guys to defend that early push with. So, I mean, the reason why he lost isn't because Marines are, too strong. It's that, he just wasn't good at macroing. Just did continually pump out those mules, which meant less minerals for less guys. So, I mean, he could have gotten a whole bunch more Marines out for that defense. He could have microed a little bit better. I don't know if he had siege tech, but he could have sieged up those tanks. And all this plays into a big factor. So, I don't know. You just got to be careful with it. Anyways, looks like Crazy Marine did pull out, with his name being Crazy Marine. And after that play, it's kind of like, okay, he's just going to build Marines. So I should just counter Marines, and that's it. It'll be fine. So I'm sure that's why he pulled out, because everyone's onto him. They all know why they all know what he's probably going to be doing the next game, so might as well just not play the next one then. So anyways, we have Soaping Wet spawned as our brown Zerg player at the bottom 6 o'clock position, and his opponent is Mr. Amaral. Anyways, he's orange and spawned at this 12 o'clock here, not the 6, obviously. But they are cross positions. Zerg against Terran, so people do say that, oh, this is Zerg favored. I would say it's not really Zerg or Terran favored. The positions aren't really Zerg or Terran favored. I would say that, certain plays in those positions are better or worse. Like, for example, in, close Zerg against Terran, close positions, 2 barracks play is a lot stronger than it would normally be because it takes less time for your Marines to get there. You can set up a bunker and whatnot, and it just happens more quickly. But at the same time, if you're going to be doing a drop play in close positions, it's not going to be as good. So I mean, you have to go around these watchtowers anyways. Like if Terran was here and Zerg was where he is now, the drop would have to go all the way around here just to avoid the watchtowers. Of course, it could go this way, but I mean that's like the obvious way where overlords are probably going to be hiding out and whatnot. So you gotta deal with that. But like in these positions, for example, Mulelisk and drops would actually be really good, and Banshee and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just kind of a weird thing like that. So. And Merle is going to be adding on a barracks. He does not have any gas quite yet, so the barracks is just going to be finishing in just a sec, so I believe it will probably be a 2 barracks play. Meanwhile, Zerg is going hatch first, spawning pool second. No gas yet. Not a big deal. He's just going to say, screw it. I don't want any sort of gas yet, which I suppose is what I do. If you try to get the gas with the pool and an expansion right away against the 2 barracks, you're just going to lose. So, I mean, either your Queen's going to be late, or your Overlord's going to be late, or your Zerglings are going to be late, and it's just like you don't have enough money to really do all 3 things against the 2 racks. So, I mean, I do agree with the fact that he's not getting like super early gas. This gas already seems a little bit too early, or to me it seems too early, but I mean, that's probably not a bad time to get it either. So, well, what is this? Oh, another barracks. Alright, so the second barracks is definitely totally late. Looks like a third barracks. Alright, so he's just going to be adding on 2 more barracks. I guess he just needed a little bit of time to decide, okay, I'm going to get that or second and third barracks or not. But at the same time, he is getting that refinery. So, I mean, this is kind of a weird thing to do. I mean, generally you only get the refinery this early if you're going to be going for a factory play, factory or starport play. Generally both. You get your factory for your Hellions, and then you get your starport for Banshees, and you just double harass, and you get an expansion at the same time. And that's just a really good opening. I mean, but it's just so common that I think a lot of Zerg players are like, okay, if I see a gas, that's what's going to happen. So, I mean, a lot of players have kind of skewed away from that and done some other tricky things like go Reaper and stuff like that. Reaper is just, I hate dealing with early game Reaper. Because I try to get the spine up right away, but sometimes it's a little bit late and the Reaper's there and the bunker's there, and it's like, darn it. You just like manage to sneak by my drones and get into the bunker, and it's just like, oh man, it's just like lost, because Reapers suck to deal with. They're good against pretty much anything Zerg early on except for Queens, so I mean, it's like your Queen against the Reaper, and your Queen's usually not all that, fast at coming out. So, anyways, looks like Amaral is going to be a little bit supply blocked. But I do wonder what he's going to be doing with that gas. He's just kind of stockpiling it right now. Oh, here he is. Sorry. But he's going to be moving out with all the Marines. And, well, looks like eight Marines, a couple of Zerglings. I'm not sure if he saw the Marines. I would bet that he did, since he did have them out there. They were probably or actually, yeah, he has one at the watchtower, so he definitely knows that they're there. So he's probably going to be adding on some more Marines more, darn it, some more Zerglings right now. Looks like he's going for an Evolution Chamber as well, so I mean, he's going to be spending his gas on that. The speed's just about finished, so I mean, I believe he's going to be perfectly fine. I would even say that this is too many Zerglings for that many Marines, but generally speaking, players would have more Marines than that this early on, and he doesn't know if it's an all-in or anything like that. But anyways, all the Marines are going to be toast, and well, apparently that's going to be it. 2 racks and cross positions. You've got to like proxy one of the barracks or something, because otherwise it's just not going to work out. Now, of course, you can still open up 2 racks. 2 racks expand, I would say, is what you want to be doing. You don't want to do just like 2 barracks and then get a gas and then add on another barracks, and like, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Like I guess if you're going Marine and Marauder and Medevac, then I mean, I suppose you could just do it like that and then just add on some tech labs and whatnot for Marauders, but then you have to get there at a specific time. Actually, one of my favorite combinations for Terran is the looks like no one's playing, so I'm gonna get out of here. But one of my favorite combinations for Terran against Zerg, especially in close positions, is fast Hellion Marauder combo, because I mean, if they go Zerglin, your Hellions are there. If they go Roach, then the Marauders are there, and it's just like a pretty good strong push early on. And if Zerg doesn't see it coming, your Zerg is gonna die. Like, there's no way around it. It's kind of like Hellions popping into the base, and there's no spine crawlers, and there's no roaches, just Zerglings, and he has like blue flame, and you just like die. And that's just not a good feeling. So I mean, it's one of those feelings when you see an opponent that has Marauders and Hellions coming out early on, So anyways, I'm going to join this next game. Just keep this rolling. Looks like Fridge is here. Hopefully no lag, because lag is bad. Well, looks like we're going. I wish the Icy Jugs maps were a little bit more popular, so I'd be doing those, because I mean, there's a good variety of those, but it's just, I don't know.